The former Tigers stud is as reliable as it gets and can really help the Yankees bullpen. That's right, you heard my friend. He is in our sights. If you're new here, already like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go. The Yankees' #1 priority should be to secure the signing of outfielder Aaron Judge to a long-term contract. The rest is second, but very important. After all, having the reigning AL MVP will almost guarantee that the Bombers will be a playoff-caliber team. Subtract that, and it's not so obvious anymore. The fact that the Yankees need Judge doesn't mean that they don't have other needs. After discarding Chad Green, Zach Britton, Miguel Castro, Aroldis Chapman, and Steven Ridings for free agency or waivers, the bullpen could really use another arm. The Yankees should not pursue just one more arm, however. If they intend to invest in one or two replacements, they need to make sure they bring in the right people, players who can make a difference and don't require a terribly long commitment. That's where Andrew Chafin comes in. Chafin is no longer particularly young at 32, but he can be acquired for a 2-year contract and a club option or something. He will not command closer money, and he is very, very good. In 2022, Chafin finished with a 2.83 ERA, 3.06 FIP, and 57.1 innings for the hapless Detroit Tigers. He struck out 27.6% of the batters he faced and hit 51.3% of ground balls. He can miss hits and induce ideal contact for a pitcher. Chafin was also phenomenal in 2021 with the Chicago Cubs and Oakland Athletics, 1.83 ERA, 2.98 FIP in 68.2 frames, and has a career 3.23 ERA and an even better 3.17 FIP. He has pitched for contenders and playoff teams in the past, so at least in theory, he wouldn't be too upset about playing in the Bronx. You could say that Chafin was good against left-handed hitters and great against right-handers. That would be helpful for the Yankees, who have had their bullpen depth hampered by injuries and underperforming stars in the second half. Chafin does not have overwhelming velocity. His fastball is ranked in the 23rd percentile in velocity. However, he was in the 89th percentile in chase rate and 87th percentile in whiff percentage, so he can fool hitters with his 3-pitch mix. The left-hander throws a whiff almost 40% of the time. At almost 32%, the slider was Chafin's second most used pitch in 2022 and yielded an incredible 0.165 xWOBA. He also throws a four-seamer 28.5% of the time to complete his solid repertoire. Slider control is a thing of beauty. Chafin is experienced, reliable, can throw left-handed and right-handed, and the last time his ERA was over 4.00 in a 162-game regular season was in 2016. The acclaimed bullpens have long been built around Andrew Miller, who is now retired. The Yankees' offense seems to be needed more right now. The unit has failed to make a run to save their lives in key games in the second half and postseason, and they should at least consider upgrading their shortstop, third baseman, and left field. However, there is no harm in painting a peaser like Chafin to start working in the bullpen as well. Chafin declined a player option to become a free agent, but it should be a similar case to that of Yankees first baseman Anthony Rizzo. He will probably receive a similar salary, but is really looking for that multi-year pact, and maybe some distance from those disappointing Tigers. What New York needs to do, if it is going to deal with Chafin's camp, is to avoid a 3-year deal. It's never a good idea to bet on an appeaser on the wrong side of 30 for too long, but 2 years should be the sweet spot for a contract. The Yanks may even throw in a club option for a third season, but if he gets a guaranteed 3-year offer elsewhere, he should take it. In the right situation, Chafin is a pitcher worth pursuing. He can bring some much-needed stability to the Yankees' relief corps.